Have you ever talked to someone who somehow leaves you feeling guilty, even when you didn't actually do anything wrong? You walk into the conversation calm and leave it emotionally drained, confused, defensive, second-guessing yourself. And the strangest part, you can't always explain exactly what happened. That's because emotional manipulation rarely feels obvious in the moment. It feels subtle, and that's exactly why it works. Emotionally manipulative people usually don't control others through force. They control through emotional pressure, tone, guilt, confusion, victimhood, subtle emotional shifts that slowly pull you away from clarity. And emotionally exhausted professionals are especially vulnerable to this because they often care deeply about keeping peace, avoiding conflict, being understood, being fair, which means manipulative people know exactly where to apply pressure. Marcus Aurelius constantly reminded himself to separate facts from emotional distortion, because emotionally reactive people create chaos, and chaos makes clear thinking difficult. That's why manipulation feels so exhausting afterward. You spend hours replaying the conversation trying to figure out, was I too harsh? Did I misunderstand? Am I the problem? Meanwhile, the other person quietly shifted the emotional weight onto you. This is one of the biggest things Stoics notice early. Manipulative people often avoid direct clarity. Instead, they create emotional fog. They interrupt your thinking emotionally before you can fully process what's happening. And one of the clearest signs of emotional manipulation is this: you leave the conversation feeling emotionally responsible for their behavior. That's the trap. Because emotionally manipulative people often want you managing their emotions constantly. Their reactions become your responsibility. Their frustration becomes your responsibility. Their passive aggression becomes your responsibility. And slowly, you stop speaking honestly. Not because you're weak. Because your nervous system learns, honesty creates emotional punishment. This happens constantly in workplaces, especially around controlling personalities, especially around emotionally immature coworkers, especially around people who subtly twist emotional tension to gain control socially. And Stoicism teaches something incredibly important here. You are responsible for your behavior, not their emotional reactions. That distinction changes everything. Because emotionally grounded people stop absorbing emotional responsibility that doesn't belong to them. They stop rushing to emotionally rescue conversations. They stop over-explaining themselves. They stop defending every emotional accusation immediately. And one powerful thing Stoics notice about manipulative people is how uncomfortable they become around calm clarity. Especially when emotional pressure stops working. That's why one of the strongest responses is often silence combined with observation. Not cold silence. Not punishment silence. Calm observation. You stop reacting instantly. You stop emotionally chasing resolution. You stop trying to fix every uncomfortable emotional moment immediately. And suddenly, the manipulation becomes easier to see. Because emotionally manipulative behavior relies heavily on speed. Fast guilt. Fast reactions. Fast emotional pressure. But calm people slow the interaction down, and slowed down conversations expose emotional games quickly. This is why emotionally disciplined people often seem difficult to manipulate. Not because they are emotionless, because they remain aware while emotions are happening. That awareness creates distance, and distance creates clarity. So the next time someone leaves you feeling strangely guilty, defensive, or emotionally drained, pause before blaming yourself. Ask yourself something simple. What actually happened in that conversation? Not emotionally, factually. Because emotionally manipulative people survive inside confusion, and clarity quietly breaks their control. If you've been dealing with emotionally manipulative people at work or in daily life, subscribe. This channel is for emotionally exhausted professionals learning how to stay calm, emotionally steady, and mentally clear around difficult people.